everybody. This is the award-winning car talk show in wheel time. Just ahead, we'll review our featured vehicle of the week, the Lexus RC 350. We got your weekly cruise-in calendar. Conrad has This Week in Auto History, and we'll have the stories making automotive news headlines. Those are just a few of the things we've got coming up this hour. That and more just ahead on today's In Wheel Time Car Show. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars, King Conrad DeLong, who's got his volume up, as he always does. I need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad that you could be with us today.
I'm trying to find it.
You're the one that messed it up.
There you go.
You know, Conrad's always the first to point out that we always have these mess-ups about 60 seconds before we go on the air. Guess what?
It's me.
It's him this time.
It took Mike to do a little reach around there to get that off.
So this show is dedicated to Dusty Hill and all of his fans and followers. We lost Dusty this week, and sorry to hear that. I got to meet Dusty, and
Oh, really?
I did.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, in a private family home setting, and it was nice.
As a member of the media, or just as a
No, just friend of a friend.
lucky
And,
you?
Yeah, it was. And you know what? I'd always had heard that he was a super nice guy, and I'm here to tell you, just your everyday next-door neighbor kind of guy.
Yep.
Yep. And the ego, if there was one, I certainly didn't see it.
Most musicians are.
He was
like
a
that.
sharp-dressed man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
They
was.
They tend to go to their fans.
Has anybody watched any Olympics this week? I have.
A little bit.
Yeah, I did.
A little bit.
I'll tell you, I have gotten hooked. I've watched everything from shooting arrows to I have gotten big time into women's indoor volleyball.
Have you done the?
Of course, you know I had two daughters that played indoor volleyball, so I was a little bit into that. And then, of course, the beach volleyball where we won the gold.
Yep.
I saw a part of that.
And we've got gold is coming up tonight with Brazil. We'll see how that works out, because I'll tell you what, those South Americans, whew,
You know what? They're going to wax them.
who's they? Who's going to wax who?
They're going to wax.
Exactly.
They're going to wax them? Yeah, I got it.
Have you watched any of the synchronized swimming?
I have. I saw that yesterday.
I've been watching all the water polo, of course,
Yeah.
because that's what Austin
My
and
wife
Michelle did.
asked me the other day, she said, have you seen any of the water basketball? I said, what?
Water bath.
Water basketball.
She said, yeah, they're playing basketball in the water. I said, I have never heard of that. You know? You sure it's not water polo? No, they have a basketball.
So you hid the
So
whiskey
I had to
after
wait.
that.
Yeah.
You hid all the booze after that.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you one that I had never seen before. I'd never seen this version of handball. I always
Oh,
thought,
isn't that wild?
handball
was swatting it against the wall.
That's what I thought.
Two people in a booth,
Yeah.
and you'd swat it against the wall.
Like
No,
racquetball without a racket.
it ain't that.
No, it's like lacrosse without a.
It's like water polo without water.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Right.
it was that was something.
Yeah, Austin, my son played with four of the guys on the American, played on the team with two of the guys on the American team, against two of the guys on the American team, and then one of the guys on the Hungarian team and one of the guys on the Australian team all played with Austin at University of Pacific.
Oh,
right.
Wonderful.
So it's fun to watch all the boys.
Yes. Well, this is a car show, and we talk all things automotive here
Sometimes.
sometimes. And today we have an old friend of the show, or just an old guy. No, I'm not sure.
He's a
what.
young
Yeah,
man.
I'm sorry, he's not nearly as old as we are.
He's
That's
a young
true.
man.
Yeah, but it's starting
He's
to
a
show a
young
little
guy.
Ladies
bit.
and gentlemen, welcome Troy Dixon, Houston Performance Driving, and a new thing that he's got going, Cars and Cocktails. And you know, HPD, Cars and Cocktails, it just kind of is a little clash there in my mind,
Yep.
but apparently in Troy's mind it's not.
It's a strange world.
It is a strange new world. So I know Houston Performance Driving, and we've done a remote out there at Twin Peaks a couple of years ago. Had a good time there. So we've got a new venture going on, Cars and Cocktails. Tell us about that.
Yeah, hey Don, how you guys doing? Thanks
Good,
for having
good.
me on this morning
bet.
to talk about Houston Cars and Cocktails. Yeah, it's something that actually we had been working on. Houston Performance Driving had been working on.
You've been working on it all your life, my friend.
Well, yeah, since I was 21. Or just,
You liar.
you know, there wasn't much to do growing up in the wilderness before, like the mall and stuff
Yeah.
was built. Trust me.
Right.
But moving forward, yeah, I've always been I enjoy cocktails. Always have beer, wine, bourbon. Obviously as responsible as we can be. But however, I had always had it in my mind to do something where we could add the two and do it a little bit on a more classy, upscale version of some of the other things that we do. But at the same time, wanted to have an event where people could come out and meet new people or meet old friends and sit down and have a cocktail and talk cars, have a cigar, do business, like I said, make friends, network, and form a very strong group that's already within the confines of the way HPD's set up. So we had been working on it about a year ago, right before the pandemic hits, right? So
Sure.
Houston shuts down. We were going to have it in Midtown. So it was going to be Houston Cars and Cocktails in Midtown. It gets shut down, and it just destroyed everything. So we had to shelve everything. So the restrictions come off. The restaurants and the bars, so we thought we'd move back in and try to get that back up and running, and it looks like we will, and we are, and we're going to have, it's basically taking the place of the Woodlands Twin Peaks meet. That's the last Sunday of every month. So since NFL football comes in,
Does anybody watch that anymore?
No.
I you know what?
No,
It's hard because, it's hard being in Houston with the Texans and their turmoil.
No, it's not hard at all. You just don't ignore them is what you do.
Yeah, and being a season ticket holder since the day one, and we sold our PSL right before the team tanked, and so I felt like I was probably the smartest person in Houston at the time.
Yeah, you were.
But that's unfortunate to see that, and but the NFL football is a draw for the Twin Peaks. So anyway, what we do is we have a hiatus, and we'll be back in January of 2022. And we'll have our toy drive as well. We hope to see you guys for that. And so what we're going to do is just not skip a beat, and we're going to just take that entire event over to Little Woodrow's in Tomball. But there's some differences there where Twin Peaks is a restaurant versus that Little Woodrow's is a bar. So we have some rules and some laws that we have to switch around. So this will be a 21 and up only event. You cannot be a minor. You cannot even bring your children onto the property, but you can't bring your dog.
I guess I'm not going.
Yeah. So we wanted to have it a very adult setting and kind of separate. So, there's a lot of good young people out there. Don't get me wrong. But what we wanted to do was just have an adult setting and, try to come together for a little bit more of the networking, people that are in business and do business and, are looking, to expand those things and just honestly make friends through a cocktail. And I've always found my best friends around a cocktail. And
Jim Beam, Jack Daniels,
those old friends from way back when,
right. And being from the Corvette community, when I was a beer guy, just enjoying good old beer like any person does. And then when I started hanging out with these Corvette guys and became a part of CO6 Fest in Bowling Green, Kentucky, all these guys, older guys.
We corrupted you is what you're saying?
Mentors that were just great guys, guys that you really just like to listen to their stories and had been successful in their lives. All of them drank Maker's Mark. Everyone. And I was the only guy drinking beer, and they noticed that, and somebody put a Maker's Mark in my hand, and I had one, and I have been a bourbon nut job ever since. So I love to collect. I love to, I'm on social media.
Have you tried that TX blended?
No, I've seen it.
Boy, is it good.
I'm still enjoying the Kentucky stuff.
Yeah.
The Texans haven't quite figured out bourbon yet.
Really?
I don't like anything from Texas. Everybody brags about Garrison Brothers.
Aren't you from Dallas?
No, I'm originally from Tennessee.
There you go.
But I got to Texas as quickly as I could.
He's a volunteer.
I've had some of that Garrison Brothers, and I liked it on the rocks. It was very good.
Yeah, well, now of course I say I'm a bourbon nut job, but then now I'm going to just
the nut job.
Just, yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, well, I mix everything with a little Coke, so yeah, so flame
no
me.
Coke, Pepsi.
So
Yeah,
tell us
for me,
tell us
but
where
it's-
Little Woodrow's is.
Little Woodrow's is going to be on 249 in Tomball, north of 1960, north of Spring Cypress, and it's a great event because it's
Do they have
going to-
motel rooms nearby?
Yes,
no,
in Tomball,
which is the
they
reason
do.
why you're going to be responsible, Don, at all times. We're going.
Have I ever been
That's gonna be
responsible,
a
Troy
first.
Dixon?
I've been
That's
out
a
with you a
first.
few times, and there's no such thing as responsibility. I had to be the responsible one for it.
What's it, about 5 miles west of 249 on 2920?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So it's a new facility they just built, ground up. It actually sits right behind a Harris County police station. So we're in a way kind of
Wonderful.
grateful for that.
Yeah,
So that
there's your
way-
hotel room.
Convenient. Yeah, I was
Don't
gonna
have to
say.
walk too far.
There's your room.
It's not the hotel room you want, but again, it's the same time. We also think it's a good for a deterrent, so that way people can just understand that, hey, look, let's all just have a cocktail, let's talk about cars, and let's get home safe. And everybody
behave.
just please drink responsibly, because it is that situation where you are alcohol in high powered cars could be a potential disaster.
Yeah.
And so we want to make sure. So and these people that are coming out are like I said, are professional, responsible people. Now, everything happens, but at the same time, we would like to just have
I'm
some
professional
cocktails
and
top cars
responsible.
and get home on a Sunday and then get ready for the Monday grind.
But it's also cool because it's a Sunday event
Right.
versus a Saturday event because there's so many things going on today. And then what
Yeah.
does it start at 11 goes to 2?
Because of 11 to 3. So
11 to 3.
the law is a little bit Texas laws are
Yeah.
kind of have been tweaked a little bit
Yep.
through COVID times, and so as long as there's food on your table, because you're not supposed to serve alcohol until noon on a Sunday, you
Right.
can actually get it served at 11 if you have food on the table. So that's a little quirk in the law right there that we're going to take advantage of. So we're going to have food trucks. We're going to have rotating food trucks. We're going to have Harris County Police. You will be checked in. And you will be told where to park, and we're going to have it very uniformed. So it is going to be for your imports and domestics, so higher end chassis, but, feel free. We are looking to actually add a lot of the classic cars to it. We like to see more 60s and 70s, classic muscle, American muscle out there, because everybody knows this as more of just a modern group that for this, because of just, the classic situation and the idea what we're trying to do, we'd really like to see more classic.
Hey, Troy, let me ask you something since you're a Corvette guy. Do you have any
Yes, sir.
friends that have a supercharger on their Corvette?
Oh yeah, more than I mean, probably half the people.
I mean,
I know.
aftermarket superchargers.
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
like Vortex and Pro Chargers.
Yeah. Did they put them
we're not
on, or
talking
did they
about,
have
stock
them put on?
ones, but from the factory. Yeah,
Did they have them put on, or did they put them on themselves?
most put them on through the shops that are located in Houston.
Okay.
There's a lot of great motor shops in Houston. I say that's one great thing about living in Houston. If you're a car person, there are so many great choices for, speed shops, motor building.
Because I have to tell you, I've been thinking really seriously about putting a supercharger on my Corvette. Conrad's looking at me with those dagger eyes. I'm not exactly sure what that means.
Well,
but-
Conrad's probably just having some flashbacks of when he was working with GM and troubleshooting and thinking about what you're going to do with that car and what you're going to do with that.
Well, let's
Now,
just
what
find
he-
out
what he's-
exactly
what
what
he's not going to do with the car because Don doesn't really beat on the car.
And he doesn't drive it that often.
I've been out at some of the track events, I'll say it that way, with HPD, and some of those guys just beat on their
Yeah,
cars.
no, I don't beat on my car, but I would like to have, some more power at my right foot.
Yep, and
Just get you,
superchargers.
what,
do
if
you
you're not
beat
going to go big, go get a heads and cams package, that and a tube.
No,
That's all it seems to be.
no.
Get that rumble.
No, I hear where you're coming from, and I appreciate that. But there is a budget here, and just the supercharger alone, $7,000-8,000.
Sure.
I don't have deep pockets like you do.
Oh, gosh.
Well, Don, you're a handsome man, and if you really want something in this world,
You can earn it
You'll
a
go out and
dollar
get
at a
it.
time,
That's it.
but it may take
I
a
pay.
long time.
That's right. That's right, especially with
Yeah.
my hot pants. And I get
Yeah,
those
we've
going.
got some other events going on too. So this week we have our Twin Peaks and Webster meet going on. So if you've
That's
never been out
tomorrow.
to the HPD, yeah, so tomorrow at 11 a.m. at the Webster location for Twin Peaks. So now what we do is the last Sunday of every month will be Houston Cars and Cocktails. The second Sunday of every month will be Webster's Twin Peaks. So we still have a Twin Peaks meet now. And football doesn't affect that Webster location like it does the Woodlands, so they still allow us to meet there. So we'll have a Sunday meet. It'll just be the second Sunday of every month. And then, again, we'll have our Houston Cocktails. So we'll have something every other week. HPD will be hosting an event. And then we also, too, this week are joining forces with Viper Exchange and BJ Motors and Tomball Dodge. So we're going to have a new hot domestic night meet. So this is for domestic muscle only. And we are going to be, like I said, joining forces with the largest Viper dealership, which is right here in Houston, which is conveniently across the street from Little Woodrow's. And we're going to be hosting a meet on the Wednesday, which is the 11th, at 6:30 p.m. on the Tomball Dodge property right in front of Viper Exchange. So they're going to have all the Vipers lined up. They're going to have a lot of the Hellcats, the Red Eyes, all that top tier SRT and Mopar muscle with the older classics coming in that are people that,
the older classics like Don Armstrong and his 01 Corvette.
Well, he did say 60s and 70s.
Absolutely.
And when is
the
this?
panel.
When is this
This
hot
is gonna be
domestic
the
night?
8th. Yes.
The 8th.
Yeah, it's going to be a Tomball Dodge. Tomball Dodge, it's kind of strange how they do it, or it's different. It's just they have like a facility within a facility. So Viper Exchange sits on the property of Tomball Dodge.
Okay.
You can't miss it because they've got a great wrapped building with a beautiful ACR Viper right on the front door. And so they do a lot of Viper tuning. So they reached out to HPD, and we had done some things with them at Bombshells in the past. And they wanted us to join forces with them because I guess there's a lot of room on the parking lots right now because of the shortage in the chips. So I had been there the other day, and the inventory was very light, and they just had a big open gap right in front of Viper Exchange. And it just so happened to be that they said, Troy, we got all this room for a meet. We should have one. I said, that's a good idea. Let's do it.
Well, and it's the first time they've actually done a meet on property there, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I don't recall them ever having a open house, all domestic car meet.
No, I don't either. But
so
and that'll be pretty
we're good
cool.
to have that.
That'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, and we're not quite sure. We're gonna get this one in, and we're gonna see how it goes. I'm gonna try to push them to do something maybe every 6 months, or maybe maybe once a year during the summertime. And yeah, it's going to be called Hot Summer Nights, Domestic Hot Summer Nights.
So does this Cars and Cocktails thing, they got a Facebook page or a website?
Yes, we do.
Or what is
so what you could do to track it is two things. You want to join the Facebook page for Houston Cars and Cocktails. So there's a Facebook page that you can actually join. You just answer some questions, basically like where do you live, what's your favorite cocktail, and what do you drive? And then that'll put you into the group page. And that way you can correspond with other people. So you can see the other types of people. People like to post what they're drinking or what kind of cigar they may be smoking for the evening, or drinking while in the garage, staring at the car while having a cigar. But those are just the basic outlines. But then the most important thing is to follow the fan page. So you want to look for the fan page, follow that, like it, because that's where all events will.
Are you going to
originate
like
from.
the In Wheel Time car show on
Yeah,
that
really.
page?
I've been following that thing. I share it all the time. It's actually I'm on the group.
Yeah.
I'm in the group. There's a group for In Wheel Time.
Well,
I'm in there.
well, Conrad knows about that. I didn't check on your status.
You know why, Don?
Why?
Because I'm the one who told him to do it.
Conrad, can you put in there that Troy's buying the first round at the next
Yeah, he's bringing the whole
I
bottle.
will absolutely do that. If I get to hang out with you guys, I will absolutely buy the first and second round. How about that?
Well, it's the Mutual Admiration Society. Troy, it's great to talk to you, my friend.
No, thank you for having me, guys. I really appreciate it. Love the show, and it's always great seeing you.
All right, well, we'll talk
Thanks for coming on.
soon.
Yes,
All right,
sir. Bye-bye.
Take care. Yep.
Yeah, Troy's been a part of the show for quite some time.
A long time.
Yep.
Yeah. The show's been around for 10 years. 10
Long
years. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Jeff and I were talking about that last night.
Just want to say hi, Penny, back. Hello.
Penny's on there?
Yeah, Penny's on there.
Hi, Penny.
Penny
Thank you for joining.
Lane. Interesting name.
All right. Shall we go ahead and do our cruise-in calendar? So we're kind of on the subject and doing...
Sure. Well, again, Nifty 50s tonight at Grogan's Mill in the Woodlands. The Kima Car Meet from 6 to 9 p.m. Tomorrow afternoon is, again, as Troy mentioned, the HPD Twin Peaks Meet in Webster, and that's 11 to 3. Also, tomorrow evening from 5 to 9 p.m. is Chicken and Cars at 12:15 Pinemont.
Bring your own chicken?
No, they have chicken there.
They don't play chicken.
No, they don't play chicken.
And there's no choking involved either.
Good point. And then
I got a
Thursday,
joke about that.
August 12th, is Speed Societies or Speed Advocates at Rudy's.
Slow down. It's okay. I didn't mean to upset you.
At Rudy's Barbecue.
I'm excited.
Hey, don't get me going.
Cinderella
At
going
Rudy's
to the ball.
Barbecue. And then next Saturday is the Knights of Columbus Spring Fling in Rosenberg, Texas. And that's usually a pretty big turnout meet, 250, 300 cars.
Did you say
Wow.
spring fling?
Yeah.
It's called Spring Fling. It's a little late for spring, but it's never too late to fling.
They're getting caught up. Let it be.
Okay.
I guess it's a COVID thing.
Yeah.
And then we'll get to the calendar a little bit later, but I did want to give a shout out to the 50th anniversary celebration for Houston Community College at the Northeast campus, and that's on August 24th. And the address for that is 8001 Fulton Street. Set up for the cars for the show will be from 9:30 to 10:30, and the events will be from 11 to 1:30. And they'll have a first come,
That's
first
a lot
serve.
of information that you
And
just
parking
spewed out there.
inside the parking garage,
time.
so weather shouldn't have an impact on it.
Yeah, but you got to get the car there.
Yeah, and then I think we're going to have
Yeah.
David Vogel.
Yeah, he's.
That's the
we're
setup.
trying to get hooked up
coming
with
up.
his audio right now.
That's the setup. We'll have
right
He'll be
after.
coming up in the
on.
next
that's right.
segment.
Right after this important message.
Yeah, well, I do have some important messages because it's time now for the In-Wheel Time car review on this Saturday. By the way, if you're just getting out of bed, it's August the 7th.
Wait a minute. I've been up since 4:45.
I'm not talking about you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, at any rate, I had a chance to drive the 2021 Lexus RC 350. Well, what is that? Well, it is a little coupe, and it's quite attractive.
Oh, yeah, it's
Comes
beautiful.
in two trim levels, base and F Sport, and I had the F Sport.
Of course.
It is a subcompact coupe, seats four, kind of.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah. Well, there are a couple seats back there, but good luck in getting in and out of that. It's kind of like a Camaro or Mustang or any of those.
Supra, yeah.
Exterior changes from last model year, none. Exterior features include one of the sharpest looking two-door coupes in the market today.
I would agree.
It is
That
pretty.
is my
I would agree.
That is my opinion. Highly sculpted body with an oversized grille that, well, it's just that. Edgy lighting front and rear. Brake ducts front and rear gives that racy appearance. What I liked about it, the overall exterior, gets high marks in my book. That is one sexy
It's a good-looking car.
Could use improvement? Absolutely nothing. Interior highlights. This is a car enthusiast dream on the inside. Driver-centric cockpit. High-quality materials with excellent fit and finish. Plus, road-hugging, high-bolstered seats. Cargo, trunk room, small. Who cares about
Yeah,
that?
that's not what it's designed for.
You put a little overnight bag back there so you can whisk yourself over to San Antonio for a night of fun and
Debauchery.
that.
I like whisking.
What I liked about it, I love the interior. I love the beauty of it. This car just smacks of Don Armstrong. What could use improvement? The touchpad infotainment controls, I don't like it. And it doesn't make it, this is not the only car that has it. They do that because the actual screen is too far away from the driver, so you can't get up there and press whatever it is that you need. So they add an extra layer of complexity when they have to go with a touchpad down on the center console. Engine, 3.5-liter V6 that turns out 311 horsepower, which is sweet.
Right.
It's the sweet spot. 280 pound-feet of torque, 8-speed automatic transmission. Gets 20 miles per gallon city, 28 on the highway for a combined of 23. Are you ready for this? I got 27.1 miles per gallon over 367 miles. But
That's pretty good.
I will tell you that you know me, I don't tear up cars.
You're soft-footed.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, one of the things I love about that car is when you look under the hood, the front suspension, strut towers, upper strut mounts is jewelry.
Yes,
to
it
look
is.
at it. It's not
The whole car is jewelry.
Yeah, it really
is.
It's a stunning-looking car.
Yeah. If you're into a two-door coupe, maybe for the wife that you could every once in a while get in behind the wheel on the weekend, doesn't make any difference what it is. I encourage you to check this car out.
Or a weekend getaway car, like you mentioned earlier, for just the couple to get away.
Perfect power match, automatic transmission to engine horsepower. What could use improvement? Nothing. Ride and handling, it has adaptive suspension with a dynamic handling option if you want to bump up the price. Yeah. So as far as price is concerned, base trim price on this is $49,520.
Not bad.
Price as tested, of course, it was loaded up, $60,520. Base model price, $46,175. So, do the sweet spot in there. About $50,000, I think, that you could get a sweet ride.
It makes sense.
Yeah. So competitors to the vehicle include the BMW 4 Series for $45,600, the Audi A5 for $47,665, and the Mercedes-Benz C-Class for $52,450.
So it's in the same price category as the rest of them.
Yes.
Then it's a Lexus, and then if you really wanted to add some power to it, they have a V8 version, the 500,
Really?
the RC 500.
Then
the price jumps substantially.
And I have a problem with that. I mean, if that's what you want to do, great. More power to you. But why go over what the manufacturer actually dreamt of, and they knew that they were going to sell the most of them because the price point matches the car.
Yeah.
And it's a very, very good-looking car.
It truly is, and everything works so well on the car. It gets my vote, that's for darn sure.
Shout out to Larry Heiss, joined us on Facebook. He is my ex-regional manager.
I was going to say ex-wife or something.
At General Motors. Fine man. He actually, he and a team of people came down here for Harvey and rebuilt a few houses from Michigan.
Wow.
Nice.
Very nice.
They kind of loaded up.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
And thank you for joining us today, too, on the In Wheel Time Car Show. By the way, our show streams on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and InWheelTime.com. Podcasts are available from your favorite podcast source. The In Wheel Time Car Show continues right after these quick messages. When you're ready to shop Chevrolet, we know one that should be at the top of your list. Bayway. Locally owned by Houston-born and raised Daryl Wisniewski, Bayway brings a sense of family to your Chevrolet buying experience. When you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, you now have a place to go. General Manager Lincoln Stahl guarantees Bayway will beat any competitor's written price on the new vehicle you choose or pay you $1,000. Bayway Chevrolet is located only 8 minutes from the Beltway and Highway 288. Whether it's online or in person, you'll be welcomed like one of the family. BaywayChevrolet.com. Tailpipes and Tacos. Houston's premier monthly car cruise-in returns Saturday, August 21st at 2 Loopy Tortilla Mexican restaurants in Katy and inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway near Kirby. Tailpipes and Tacos is free and everyone is invited. You'll see collector cars, hot rods, customs, magnificent originals, and resto mods at 2 locations. Cars from all over Southeast Texas cruise in and show off in a friends and family event at the Loopy Tortilla Mexican restaurant on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard just south of I-10 in Katy, and inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway near Kirby. Drag racer, car enthusiast, and Loopy founder Stan Holt brings you Houston's hottest cruise-in. Tailpipes and Tacos at Loopy's inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway in Kirby, and in Katy on the Grand Parkway just south of I-10, where you'll see the In Wheel Time Car Show. Get your ride ready and we'll see you at the Tailpipes and Tacos Saturday morning cruise-in at Loopy's in Katy and Kirby, August 21st, 8 to 11 a.m., weather permitting. Gulf Coast Auto Shield has moved to a more convenient location. Now you can visit John Gray and his staff of dedicated professionals at their new shop on the South Sam Houston Parkway between Belford and Airport in Southwest Houston. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is the best at paint correction and ceramic coatings. Clear bras and custom wraps are specialties that only Gulf Coast Auto Shield installs with award-winning accuracy, and all their services come with a warranty. Lamborghini, Aston Martin, Porsche, and Ferrari owners depend on Gulf Coast Auto Shield for their specialty services, and you should too. The in-wheel time Corvette and Cutlass have both been massaged by Gulf Coast Auto Shield, so isn't it time your vehicle visit their new shop in Southwest Houston? Call John Gray today at 832-930-5655 or visit online at gcautoshield.com. That's gcautoshield.com. Paint, coatings, wraps, and more at gcautoshield.com.